We're going to get together through success. When the country was at a level that we had the best employment numbers in history. Everything was good. And this country was coming together. Then we got hit with COVID, but this country came together. I don't care about the revenge thing. I know they usually use the word revenge. Will there be revenge? My revenge will be success.
Donald Trump assuring voters rather than settling old scores, his priority is improving our country. And last night, town hall here on Fox News. Joining us now with her takeaways, America's newsroom co-anchor, The Five, and former White House Press Secretary Dana Perino.
I'm just wondering how short oh, yeah. Look at that. Big and tall.
We're trying to make it work. We tried to get you a pillow.
I'm not sure this is the best setup for us, but hi, how are you?
Good, good. What did you think about the former president's performance last night in the town?
First, let me say, I think Laura Ingraham did an incredible job. And, when you have somebody who has 100% name ID, and he's got a lot of ideas and a lot of plans and a ton of energy, how you manage that and try to get to some questions, I thought she did a really good job of trying to figure that out. And what you played there about success will be the revenge, that reminds me of, I think it was New Hampshire when he said, in a certain interview, like, success would be my retribution. Sorry, it was I just remembered, it was in the Martha and Brett town hall. Yeah. And I remember thinking, that's actually one of the best ways rhetorically to turn that around. And I also think it's not just rhetorical. He believes it, and that helps him.
And especially when it comes to those suburban women that he's struggling with right now. He also had this to say about the claims about voting fraud and the mail-in voting. This is what the president said. Watch.
If you have mail-in voting, you automatically have fraud. If you have
there's mail-in voting in Florida, and you won huge.
That's right. When you go into a voting place, like you go into one in a properly run state, they look at you, they give voter ID, you give all sorts of identification. I mean, it would be very hard to cheat in a mass scale. When you send out millions, like California, I think they sent out 36 million ballots. They don't have a voting booth in the whole place. And then millions of ballots come back. Nobody knows where they're coming from.
So, Dana, when you look at the national polls, and even if you look at the swing states, you see Donald Trump beating Joe Biden right now. But one of the Achilles heels of the Republican Party is these mail-in votes and early voting.
Yeah, and Laura Ingraham has talked about this on her show before, and he's talked about it. And what I would suggest is he think about how he's talking about this, because when he says, when you do mail-in voting, there's a lot of fraud, the whole room applauds. And then eventually he gets to, but we have to do it, and we have to be better at it because the Democrats are going to do it. And last week, his campaign was pushing out information and the whole effort of how much they're going to work hard to make sure that mail-in voting is something that the Republicans can win on, because it's something that they continue to lose on. So I would just say he should flip that around, right? So if he's going to say, he might believe that there's fraud in it, fine, okay, whatever. But if he's also going to say people need to do it, then he needs to lead with that first and not make it the second part of the sentence.
Because you don't want those voters thinking that their votes don't count.
Yeah.
Joe Biden was asked about a plan B. This is what the president said.
Mr. President, good afternoon, sir. You're going to California. Is this about coming up with a plan B for 2024? Does Gavin need to stand by?
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm looking at you. We're looking at you.
Sir,
hey, whoa.
I happen to think he's still going to be the nominee, but am I
I think he's going to be the nominee, but you know what would have been awesome? He could have trolled all of America if he said, absolutely, plan B, Michelle Obama. Oh. And then the whole place was like, I told you be Michelle Obama. And we would have that storyline going forward. I can't stand it when he stops at the helicopter to take questions, because you can't hear him, he can't hear them. And I think all of the reporters should stand there like this and not ask him a single question, because you can't have communication like this in the White House count that as a news conference.